If you want to master watercolor, then you need to watch this video.
The idea is just to come into here and do a bunch of spattering, make it look loose. And that's kind of how foliage is. There's not much of a pattern to it necessarily. Just put some darks, drop in some different shapes, going back and forth with some darker colors. And I'll put some darks. There's a big branch going across here. Looks like there's some masking fluid down here though. We'll put a little bit here. There's a branch shape coming up, big tree branch here. Some highlights in that section there, so we'll just do a little bit more spattering. Now I'm not trying to spatter too much into the top of the dome here, so I'm just going to lay down some of that. There's some darks in here. There's some darker areas back in here where that's separated by the paint. Masking fluid. I'm going to warm this up a little bit. Now I'm trying to stick to kind of the UNC colors. There are some highlights in these little bushes in here. There's some bunch of dark up in this section in here. Come back in here, do some spattering with water. If it's too much, just take it off with a paper towel. And there's definitely some darker areas over here. This also goes back up here. So try not to get too detailed with this guy. What I didn't get was a bunch of spattering into here. I'll rinse the brush off too and just come back and spatter with just some clean water. And where it touches the wet areas, it also starts to look like the pattern of leaves and things. Because whenever it hits something wet, it's going to drip out a little bit. So I'm just going back and forth with color. Grab darker stuff. I'm making ultramarine blue burnt sienna, which makes a nice dark color. And I'm just going to come in here and spatter some more of that. I'll use the brush a little bit for some of the bigger shapes. Rinse the brush off, come back with some water. I'm going to grab a different brush here. My Richeson Silver Velvet, number 6, which has a very nice tip on it. And I could come into here and there's a bunch of masking fluid down there, so I can't get color to go into that right now. But I'll still go through some of these little sections. It's hard to see where the masking fluid is or isn't at this point in time. And that's okay. I don't mind it too much. I've taped off all this, the areas of the old well. This is up in Chapel Hill. For those who are not from North Carolina. And bring in some more darker branches back here. Now I want to get the window details done pretty quickly. So I'm going to grab just more of my color mixed up here. And if you really want to knock it back, just take a little bit of green. Throw some green into here and that'll give you a nice gray color. Now that's taped off. Now this actually needs to be English Ryan, darker back in here, but I gotta wait for that to dry for a second. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go over and work on the details here in these little windows. Because I got lots of areas in here wet. So I'm gonna put this the bottom of the window down here. Not black, but darker. I'm gonna wick that up because that was a little bit too dark. And you know, if you get a drop where you don't want it to be, while it's wet, you can take it off the paper pretty much. Or what you just do is you just make another little branch out of it. Just do some little detail. Put down some darks. A lot of the whites that you can see here are actually covered by masking fluid, so you can't touch them yet. And I'm going to come into here, trying to keep my hand out of wet paint right now, which is easier said than done. There's a little white bar that goes across halfway through here. And so I'm just going to paint this whole, even though there is white bars going through the whole bottom part of this, I'm going to show you how to do this in a few minutes here. I'm going to paint the whole window. I'm not going to go back with white though, because that would look really weird on top of those. And if I have that little bar on that side, make it equal on this side. So I'm putting on those darks for the windows here. And I need to get a little bit more paint and water. I want this to stay wet long enough on me. And then while that's starting to dry a little bit, and let's make another little branch come down that way. See, when you do branches too, you want to also get some small branches coming throughout things, moving throughout. Things with a nice point and tip. Alright, so while that's still wet, this part's still wet, this is super important. And this takes some practice. This is still too wet, this is right. This is perfect right here. And so I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on, put my hand in the wet paint, and I'm going to scratch the little windows. There are two going across. That's too wet there. It's perfect there, almost. It's perfect there, perfect there. Literally just scratching those white bars back into the painting. Now that was too wet there, so it won't give me the effect I want. I got to turn this direction then. I'm going to go back across here. And there's the little window details. That's done. Alright, we're taking off the tape now. The paper is still wet in some areas, so I gotta be careful because I threw in a lot, big puddles of water and color. And so I'm just trying not to get into those areas and drag dark color into the old well. I take off this stuff. And there's been some areas where masking fluid's been thrown down on top of this also, because I was spattering masking fluid when I was doing this. I forgot to paint this whole section in. Or actually forgot to take off the tape there and paint that in. So we're going to have to fudge that. And that's the hard thing about not working on something for a little while, is I have a hard time remembering sometimes what colors I was using before. And so threw that tape away. And then the first thing I want to do is I just want to get this kind of color matched. So I was using some sort of purples in the background. And rows of Ultramarine, Imperial purple, Cobalt blue, a little bit of green to knock it down. So it's not, I just kind of graze it a little bit. And I could come into here and I could just do a little, oops, that's way too green. Make that more purple. And I think this is my junk brush. This is one that doesn't have a good tip. So I'm gonna come in here first. I just want to do this background. And I was doing some yellow ochre for spattering the leaves. So we're gonna throw some of that into here too. Now the tape gives you really nice clean edges. And the downside, now that I'm using a brush again, is I'm not gonna get those same edge quality. Grab more of this purple. A bit more blue. Always changing that color temperature up. Just never ever keep it the same. And that makes things just so much more interesting. There are some highlights down in here. So let's do the darks first. And then grab some lemon yellow. See, I just have a hard time keeping a straight edge with that. And that's such a little area there. Once that dries, I'll do that little branch crossing over the top of it, and I'll lift off some of this here for the highlights. I mean, we can hide that. No one's really gonna notice that was painted at a separate time. But yeah, I'll do the branch going through here, have that come through the background. And then the question is, how do we paint the rest of this? And that's the good question.
And now I'm coming into the old well. I'm going to be working on that. I'm using a lot of the Holbein lavender color mixed up with a little bit of cobalt blue. I'm trying to get that UNC Tar Heel blue color and not actually make a paint called that. So you just kind of have to mix it yourself. I just go back and forth in the well. One area is wet, I switch to the other area, and doing one column at a time. I'm doing a little bit of detailing into the columns. I haven't used any masking fluid on the columns though. I'm just going in here and I'm just painting that kind of section by section. Now I'm working on the dome here, and I'm going to make it a little bit darker on the left-hand side because the light source is coming from the right-hand side, of course. Just make sure you keep your light source consistent, otherwise you're going to screw your painting up. And I go back and forth while things are wet. I'm dropping in a little bit of the kind of the details. It's going to be darker towards the left-hand side because that's where the shadows are. It's going to lighten up towards the right-hand side. And I keep turning this around and just working section by section on the inside part of it, and just detail after detail. This actually didn't take me really that long to paint. It's actually not too difficult of a shape. You just got to get the shadows right. So now I'm just doing the detailing at the very top and a little bit more detail. And then I'm taking a look at it to see if I like it or not. And I did like what happened here, so now I'm putting the dark branches in the foreground. And this painting is almost completely done. Just did a bunch of spattering for the darks. Go back and do a little cleanup on all four. I straighten up some lines. And here's the finished painting. Thanks so much for joining me for this painting demonstration today.
If you like this content, hit subscribe. I'll have more watercolor tutorials in the future. Thanks a lot and happy painting.